We are our map. It's going to be Acid Plant. Spawning here in the bottom right from Guns and Roaches. Going to have to bring them back from this little bit of deficit. Our teal Zerg player, it is Luminex. His opponent in the top left in red has 2 kills, but only had to work for 1. From Psionic Aftermath, this is Ariok. So anyway, as I was saying about Luminex, last week he actually guaranteed a win when DNR really needed a win last week. Guaranteed it in general chat before he went into the game, and he did not disappoint. So do you have another ZVZ? Both players look like they're going for the same sort of builds. No gas just yet from Luminex, so maybe a little bit of a variation. I would be shocked to see a third hatchery. Okay. It's just a small variation on it. A little bit later of a gas, but nothing really different there when it all comes to it. Pool placed out here just for a little bit of extra vision for the Zerg player. You don't have a drone sneak across and then lay down a spine crawler and suddenly you have a spine crawler in your main. Which is really a shame. It's annoying to deal with. So the last game, Ariok, he opened with this build, and honestly, when you're in this kind of a this scenario, you probably have one build that you just go to, and you stay with that build, and it probably works for you. Even in the face of a lot of danger, Ariok never panicked, kind of just kept his build going, made his wall at the last possible moment, and it worked out perfectly. Speed on the way here for both players. We have the Baneliness come down once again for Ariok. He's making a few more Lings, but this game he's not going to have Lings rushing across the other side. In fact, Luminex looking like he's going to be taking his third hatchery over here already. So if Ariok really feels like it, he could try an all-in off the back of what he has currently, which is the 20 drones. And for the time being, he is still, for the most part, just making Lings. And there we go, another round of Lings. After the last one just popped there. So he may be seeing that third hatchery, or he didn't really see the third hatchery, but he did, if he was paying attention, he did see the Overlord. With his Overlord, the drone, moving on out. So he may have this concept already that this is a thing that's going to be happening. On the other side, Luminex, he did see some Lings move across the map, both his Overlord and his Lings were on the other side. His Bane nest is quite a bit a ways away, but it will be ready in time for any possible Banes from Ariok, but Ariok's speed has finished up now. He's going to be going for this third hatchery, at least try to get a cancel on that, which should be possible. Right now, Luminex definitely has enough Lings to deal with this. He will shoot it away for the time being. Even has a nice wall up here with some queens. Ling on Ling, action going on again. Some Banes being morphed up here in this little top left nook. Yeah, I think this hatchery is going to get left alive. Okay. By left alive, I mean left to die. Meanwhile, Luminex is going to run across the map with all of his Lings. There's not a lot over here. There's a couple of Queens. There's actually a lot of Lings that have just recently popped. No Banes to speak of. Banes rolling on in here for Ariok. They actually ran into just a few Lings. He's going to be going for just this natural hatchery here. Lings in the main here of Luminex. Of Ariok, I should say. Not a lot getting done there. But another hatchery is about to go down, and it will go down. I think that was even a lair. So losing a whole lot is Luminex. He was even attacking his own Bane nest for a little while there. He's lost so much in this game. Losing not only a hatchery, but losing a lair on top of the third hatchery he already lost. Ariok is in a wonderful position. Behind this, our red Zerg player getting +1 attack. He still hasn't gotten any more workers. He's just still making Lings. Making Lings, making some Banes. Luminex sees this. He's going to try and pop out and deal with this a little bit, going directly for the Banes. One Bane coming in the back, but not going to get there in time to save anything. Oh no! And a little bit of a misclick there from Luminex. Blows up a couple of his Banelings before anything actually happens. Bane starting to roll in from our red Zerg player, but a really nice control there from Luminex. Takes out just the Bane with a single Ling. This is still, it's not looking terrible for Luminex. Workers are still even. It is just that extra hatchery right now for the red Zerg player. 3 Banes rolling on in. Those do get taken out and dealt with nice and easily. 5 drones in production finally here for Eric. Finally going to try and take a little bit of the lead off of what he has going for him. Luminex, despite everything, is still in a good spot. He's lost a lot in this game. He's lost the 2 hatcheries. I really do think one of those is a lair. I didn't quite pay attention, but I'm pretty sure one of those is a lair. But he's got a lot of lings left over. Can't really get in and do much damage. There's a lot of defensive banelings here. He's going to try, though. Ooh, okay. Does get on out of there. It is just Banes, though. Lair is complete for Ariok, so he could go into Aspire or anything else, honestly. He still really isn't droning up. We do see 8 drones about to finish up. So finally going to take the initiative. Try to get some work done here. Work count's still relatively even, but Luminex is going to have to claw back into this. He spent a lot of money early that kind of got made for nothing. A lot of Banes being created on the middle of the map, but so many links just went down to so many Banes. I mean, everything's dead for both players. This last Bane shouldn't be able to do anything, really. It kills a drone, but that's really all it did. So both players lose everything. Both players didn't have to lose everything. Hydrogen Roachborn coming up for Ariok. No 3rd hatchery just yet. More Bane's going to waddle on in. But the Spine Crawler and the Queen, take those out, no problem. Baneness is really, really low on health, but that's not really a big deal. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. We do have the Roach production has started here for Luminex. He's got 6 that just popped out, making the Evo Chamber as well. We have the +1 attack for the ranged units for Ariok coming up. His 3rd hatchery is coming up as well. Roaches do run into a few lings, so Ariok knows this is coming his way. And looking at the supplies right now, there is quite a bit of a difference. It's mostly just all in army. If Luminex had Roach speed, this game would be a lot scarier for our red Zerg player. But as it stands, Lair is just going to be finishing up here in about 20 seconds, so he's going to be able to short Roach speed after that. But as it stands, these Roaches take a long time to waddle across the map. They are maybe going to be going for this 3rd, may just go for the kill in the natural, but there's a good amount of defense here already. He should be able to hold on this just fine, and with the speedlings, actually, Luminex is going to lose a good chunk of his Roaches before they're all kind of together. It's definitely not something he wants to do necessarily, but at the same time, kind of just trading supply for supply. Of course, the big difference is this 3rd hatchery is now up for our red Zerg player. Now Luminex again fighting himself kind of on the back foot. Roach speed on the way. Do we have roach speed yet for our red Zerg? Nope, no roach speed yet for Ariok. Working out 41 to 36. There isn't a queen over here just yet, so it's only a few extra larvae that Ariok is getting from the 3rd hatchery, but it is still such a big deal. 3rd hatchery once again being taken by Luminex about 6 minutes after he tried it the first time. Not at all where either player probably saw this game going, but this is where we're at. So we're going to sit here and we're going to enjoy it. Oh, poor queen. Trying to waddle on over and spread some creep. We have the 2nd Evo Chamber coming up for Luminex. I think he's probably going to try to get that +2 attack and +1 carapace finish at the same time, but Ariok is moving across the map at this point. Baneling speed is actually in production. Sort of interesting. There's not a whole lot of hiders out. Actually, most of Luminex's army is on the other side of the map. This 3rd hatchery is going to go down once again. I'm not sure what Luminex is going to decide to do. It looks like he's going to turn around and try to come back home. It's a lot of Ravagers, but the hatchery does get canceled. The Roaches for Ariok do not have speed. Do they have burrow? What's going on here? They don't have the tunneling claws. I'm just confused. Actually, a few Roaches running into each other. So once again, Luminex is kind of bleeding a little bit of a supply before he really, really wants to do so. The few Banes here, if they can get on top of those Lings, they should get a lot of damage done and kind of even this fight up. Ravagers finally coming back to join this fight. They spit their bile, just force the army back, and the Roach counts right now vastly in favor of our Teal Zerg player. There's a lot of Lings here, but not much in the way of Roaches for Ariok, and Ariok is looking a little frightening, and especially without Roach speed, now he's going to be hunted down. Luminix is just going to walk across the map and start killing off all of this supply. You can look at the army supply difference right now. We got 6 Lings, 4 Hydras, and 2 Roaches in production for Ariok, but he's losing most of his standing army on this side of the map. And he's already down 20 army supply, and now it's going to be almost 30 army supply. Luminix, yeah, you don't need a third base if your opponent's going to donate half of his army to you. Now he's going to move across the map. Both players are sitting on +1 ranged attack. We do have +1 melee attack for Eric, but that's really not going to make too much of a difference in this sort of a fight. Splitting up even is Luminix, coming in from both locations. There's a good number of queens here with a lot of transfuse injured, but they're not really where they need to be to help this fight out. 1 queen does go down, no transfuses, a few Roaches on the left side, but everything's been taken at this third base. Hatchery wasn't even bothered to be targeted. Last queen surviving is about to go down, actually almost kills his own Overseer there. And honestly, Luminix doesn't really care about the hatchery, he cares about doing complete damage. Taking out production where the production actually is. Some biles do catch on top of those Roaches. A good amount of Juns. The Roach, the drones are pulled. That's never a good sign. It's going to lose all of those. And you see the supply absolutely plummeting here for Ariok. And Luminix, despite being down to just his main hatchery at about 4 minutes into the game, has come back to here, pulled it back in with his reach, and will give GNR their first point of the night. It's going to make it 2-1 here.